Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another analysis video. On the agenda tonight we have Roxane Elfasci, and this is coming from 2016. It's going to be her version of Clair de Lune by Debussy, and it was originally arranged by James Edwards. So let's get Roxane up on screen and see how she gets on. I'm just going to jump in here. Those of you who know the piece will know where we're going, and you might be thinking, how is this going to be possible on the guitar, the next section? But certainly up until this point, we've got so much stretching going on, and it's not only stretching, but really accurate fretting as well. To get those stretches in and to eliminate any buzzing on those notes is really difficult. So Roxane here is absolutely nailing this, and I know that we've got footage that has been shot separately, the close-ups of her face, and I know people will say, oh, in that other angle it's out of time, or she doesn't, phrase it like it's being played, but you have to be really eagle-eyed to notice it. Obviously Roxane has played this through, and I know this well. When you've only got one camera, sometimes just one angle can be really boring to watch, no matter how good the performance is. So Roxane's then done another angle and just played it through it again to have that close-up. But to take nothing away from the playing, we can see here that it's just a guitar and mic and great playing. Great use of that classical side-to-side vibrato, and that right hand fingerstyle, of course, perfectly synchronized with that left hand. Roxane makes this look so easy that you can just start to appreciate the composition and just appreciate the music. Just listen to it because it just flows so effortlessly from her hands through the guitar, and the expression, like I mentioned in the video I did yesterday of Anna Vidovic, the expression that is in this piece, the waves that come in and out, just speeding up, slowing down, really puts that emotion into the performance. And this is the great thing about music and YouTube, finding videos like this. Last night we had Anna Vidovic, who was playing through with great expression, and tonight we've got Roxane with great expression and great technical ability as well. And this video's had 2.4 million views, but Roxane hasn't even got a profile picture on her YouTube, and she's got 4 or 5 other videos and they've been viewed maybe 12,000, 20,000 times. But you've got someone of this ability not getting any coverage really, and it's just amazing to think that there's this much talent out there that just isn't getting a spotlight. She's got 12,000 subscribers on YouTube, which isn't a hell of a lot considering the talent that's on show. It's someone who's insanely talented but just hasn't been given a spotlight. So it's great to give Roxane a bit of a spotlight here because she's so good, so accurate, and so expressive with her playing. But let's get into a little bit more. I'm just going to jump in here just to draw your attention to those harmonics that she throws in there. Again, something that we had with Anna last night as well, but the way that she throws in those artificial harmonics, I didn't mention the term last night, but that's what it's called when you don't play a natural harmonic like I mentioned, which you can find on the middle of the guitar is going to be the easiest place to find them, and just hitting those harmonics, you just have to hit a string and you'll get those natural harmonics. Whereas here, just supplying those artificial harmonics is so cool the way she throws it in there, because it's effortless, but it does take a lot of technique in order to pick the string and then that string straight away and hitting that string halfway up between where the note is where you're actually playing. So it's really well thrown in there, one of those things to look out for, but just one of those extra little details of expression that Roxane throws in there. Just a quick word for James Edwards, who arranged this, because it's such an iconic piano piece that you think it wouldn't work on the guitar, and it probably wouldn't unless you have someone of Roxane's ability playing it and of James's ability playing it as well, because it is so difficult to get an authentic version of such a complex piano piece on just 6 strings. We all know that on piano you get 10 notes you can play at once if you want to, so the variations you can throw in there are almost limitless compared to what you can do on the guitar, unless you lay the guitar down and start playing it like a piano with tapping techniques. But playing it like this, just this classical style, it's got to be so accurate and so smooth across the fretboard, and then it's putting the expression in. This is going to be really difficult to play all at one level with no expression, and this is one of the things I mentioned again yesterday. There's so many similarities here that not only has Roxane got this piece down that is really top technical playing, but she's got it down so well she can now apply the dynamics and apply all of that emotion and the expression that she's putting in there. It's really impressive stuff. But let's just have a little listen to this last part. And there we go, right at the end there, those artificial harmonics, that's what I was talking about, the way that she just throws them in there, but she applies the expression to the harmonics as well. She's not just smacking them and playing them all at that same dynamic range, she's really changing it up. Towards the end, when we have those runs, it's applying dynamics to the runs, so it is like a wave. You'll hear the wave that comes in terms of that expression, just putting a little bit more volume into it, then holding back, a little bit more volume, holding back. That's just a feature of great technique and great classical playing, is being able to apply those dynamics, not to a whole piece, but to tiny sections within the piece. I always mention on this channel when I look at bands, how they start the intro maybe loud, then bring it down for the verse, and then increase that dynamic for the chorus. Exactly the same rules apply in classical music. The only difference is that classical music generally doesn't follow that strict pattern of having an intro, verse, chorus, because in classical music you can increase tempo, decrease tempo, you can go into totally different areas of music, just take a totally different turn on the journey, but great players can inject that expression into a 3, 4 or 5 note run. Sometimes what you'll get on electric guitar is it's difficult to apply as much expression because sometimes you get overdrive on the guitar effect, so everything starts to sound a little bit fuzzy. Here on classical guitar, it's so much more expressive because it's so clean, but the only thing with that is when it's so clean, you've got nowhere to hide as a player. Your technique has got to be absolutely spot on. Obviously, if Roxane was making lots of mistakes here, it would stand out like a sore thumb because it's just her and the guitar, and there's nothing to fall back on, no safety net here. But such a talent and such an unknown talent, so it's great to give a little bit of a spotlight to such an amazing performance of a classic piece by Debussy. But thank you so much for suggesting this video for me to take a look at, and keep those suggestions coming in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next one when hopefully I'm a little bit better, because my voice, as you can probably hear, a little bit under the weather at the moment. But I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!